Hey guys, welcome back. This is another Predecessor video. This is Zombiteam. I'm going to be doing Steel, and I'm going to be doing him offlane as a tank bruiser type. And if you guys haven't seen Steel already, you don't know his abilities, I will go over them here for you. So his first one is his passive. It's Battering Barrier. Each time Steel immobilizes an enemy hero with an ability, he gains a 10 plus 2% of your maximum health shield for 3.5 seconds. Then he's got his basic attack, which is just punching somebody. His first ability is Shield Bash. You swipe forward with Steel Shield, dealing 40, 70, 100, 130, 160, plus 50% magical damage, plus 4% of the target's maximum health as magic damage to all enemies in front of him and stunning them for 0.5 seconds. The cooldown of this is 12, 11, 10, 9, and 8 respectively. The one you gotta look out for is 4% of the target's maximum health. So if you're going up against someone like maybe a Sevrog who builds lots of health, or a Greystone who's building health, or another Steel, the 4% is going to do a lot more the further ahead you get. It doesn't level up for damage wise all that well. So if you're building a straight tank, level 1 ability is good enough until the later games when you're going to want that second. The next one is Bull Rush. You charge forward, dealing 80, 120, 160, 200, and 240, plus 70% magical damage to all enemies in Steel's path. Enemy heroes struck by Bull Rush are knocked back. Monsters and minions are stunned for 2 seconds. The cooldown is 16, 15, 14, 13, and 12 respectively. Costs 80 all the time, does not change. Shield Bash does cost 60 and does not change either. Both of these abilities will activate Battering Barrier, his passive ability. So ideally what you want to try and do is Bull Rush into somebody, get that barrier. Once the barrier depletes, Shield Bash, get the barrier again. That's the way you can mitigate damage taken rather than just taking it all. Its third ability is Force Shield. Deploy a disruptive wall of energy, blocking all incoming enemy projectiles for 5 seconds. When an enemy hero first passes through the wall, they take 30, 50, 70, 90, 110, plus 50% magical damage, and are slowed by 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30% for 0.75 seconds. The cooldown is 30, 27, 24, 21, and 18 seconds respectively. The cost is 60 and does not change. His last ability and his ultimate is called Shield Slam. You leap into the sky, crashing down at the target location to deal 200, 300, 400, plus 80% magical damage to all enemies in the area, knocking them up and stunning them for 1.5 seconds. The cooldown is 130, 105, and 80 seconds respectively. The cost is always 100, never increases. So generally what we're going to be trying to do here for the most part as a tank is we're just going to be disrupting people. We're going to stop them from doing damage, stop them from getting at our ADCs, and take as much damage as possible. Ideally, we want to try and get as many people in our Shield Slam as possible, but don't hold off on using it, trying to get as many as possible. If you can only get 2 or 3, get the 2 or 3, put up your shield so their allies can't help them. Shield Bash, Bull Rush, do whatever you can to help your team win that fight. I find a lot of Steels hold this ultimate trying to get a 5-man rather than just using it on the 2 and 3 and getting what you can. So ideally, use it, get the 2 or 3. In PvP, if you get 2, most times the other ones back off, because then it becomes a 5 on 3 or 5 on 2 or even a 5 on 1 if people aren't paying attention. If the offlane doesn't rotate or if the dual lane doesn't rotate, then it becomes lopsided and they will back off into a tower for safety. So let's get into an offlane game here. You do see a lot of Steels playing support as well, and he does a good job at it, but I'm going to be playing offlane just so if you guys are playing solo and you just want to go in the offlane, you don't have to worry about keeping somebody else alive. And you can do that. So we're going to go in the offlane here. And again, this is against AI, just so I can talk you guys through everything. And we are going to go, where's Steel? There he is. This skin is my favorite for him. It's the Diesel skin.
The battle begins in 5, 4.
So I'm most likely going to be going up against a Grux, which is not easy for a Steel, but not necessarily hard either. I want to try and avoid his double pain, and he's going to try and avoid my shield.
Prepare for battle.
Since I'm doing like a tank bruiser build, I'm going to go Titan Crest. And I'm going to go with Fire Blossom first. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to be going up against the Grux. It's going to have all physical damage. So I'll get the physical armor out of it, the bonus health, and the bonus mana all at the same time. I'll also deal 15 magical damage to all nearby enemies, increasing with bonus health. So the higher my health goes, the more damage it does. Damage is also amplified against immobilized targets and monsters. So during my ult, during my bull rush, during my shield bash, that'll get a bonus in damage. So I think it's 100% increased damage. Doesn't say that, but I think that's what it is. So if I time it right and I get a shield bash off, instead of doing 15 damage, it'll do 30. Right? Since my timing is only for 1.5 seconds, I don't think I'll get the second one off unless I bull rush into somebody. But when you start getting into team fights and you're landing between 2 or 3 of them, and that's taking on 2 or 3 at a time, that's when your damage starts to go up. So I'm going to start in the back here. Avoid his double pain. I want to avoid his double pain if at all possible. I should be able to get the kill here. Alright, I'm going to heal. Now we're going to take our time. Make sure we get the last hits. I missed. There's a slight delay on his attacks, so something you got to get used to. It's not a whole lot, but if you're waiting until the last second to get the last hit like this, I am here. You do want to be careful, because there is a very slight delay. I got hit by it. I didn't want to get hit by it. Oh well. I got the kill, that's all that matters. We're going to buy Brimstone here. I don't have enough tunic, unfortunately. But that will now help us get the last hits and do more damage against him. I was hoping my minions would do more damage to him, to be honest, but having 2 kills this early against him was really going to be helpful. This is something that you can do in PvP so far, because he did fight me, he did back off. Again, I want to avoid that double pain. So what I'm doing here is letting my abilities come back, because I don't want... Head on, he will beat me. Every time. So, ideally what I wanted to try to do there was buy myself enough time to get my abilities back, which I did. Because he will beat me on the physical power scale. Get this. You know what, Bull Rush. Do as much damage as I can here. I'm gonna leave. So I want to get this guy. But I'll do it after this next wave. Won't meet in the middle, but we'll get quite a distance out. Ooh. Avoided that. Now my bonus from my Brimstone is really going to help here too. See? My Brimstone got it for me. Okay, got my ult. I want to go get this guy to get my magical power. Is this gonna be enough? Yeah, I don't have enough now to buy Fire Blossom. If somebody was in mid that I could get, I'd probably go for them. Since they're not there, Gideon pushed them back. I'm gonna go buy my Fire Blossom and head back out. Now that I'm level 6 and I have my ultimate, I will be looking to rotate and maybe get a kill in middle. If dual lane was struggling, I'd go over there. Give them a bit of breathing room. But since I don't need to, I'll come back over by Grux. Hit everybody with this. Body block as long as possible. Normally players don't want to took that fight. Not when I'm 2 levels ahead. They would have backed off. I got Bull Rush here actually. I'm gonna go see if I can take down this tower.
Enemy tower under siege.
I don't think I'll take it down. I'm going to get on this side of the tower, so my Fire Blossom hits everybody still. Fire Blossom will not activate the tower to attack me, but being the only one in the tower certainly will. Yeah. Normally players won't take this fight like this. Normally they would take that fight. And then after me killing them 5 times. They'd yank me into the tower and then take that fight. Now, I heard Chimera. Force him to lose his Spirit Healing. Again, force him to lose the Spirit Healing. Engage again. Alt. Take him down. And the reason I did that with Chimera is the longer he's in a fight, the higher Spirit Healing he gets. And the Spirit Healing increases his passive healing by, I think at his level it's like 1.1 per stack. So, and you can get up to 30 stacks. So at 30 he'd be healing for like 30, 40 a second, which I don't want happening. So I would do a bit of damage. He attacked me a few times. I wait for his leap. His leap comes, stun him out of it, back up. Right. Force him to lose that Spirit Healing, going again. And that's how you want to play with Chimera, if at all possible. Some people don't have that option of a lot of stuns like I do. But generally speaking, that's how you want to approach the fight. Same thing I'm doing here. Kind of just like kiting them around. I'll try and stay in front of him as much as possible. Slow him down. And that's what we want. See, get some distance. If you wanted to too, I could say like this distance away, and my Fire Blossom would do damage to him as well. But when I'm building a tank, I can stay alive for quite some time. So I want to use that to my advantage. I'll have high health, high armor. And I'm going to be using like percentage-based abilities, percentage-based damage. I got Bull Rush early because it'll do good damage early. So now I'm going to go over to Duo Lane. I can sneak over here. Chimera's here, taking the red buff. Should have healed myself first, but missed. Didn't wall me off. It's close to being legitimate. So here's where I want to run. Because I want to be able to run here. So normally he'd jump on me by now. Or my duo would have came over and I would have fought. But bots won't follow you all that long, and laners won't come over to help you. Okay. So I got those two now. Now I want a little bit of damage. I want percentage base. So I'm going to go with Sky Splitter. And head back to my lane. I'm going for Sky Splitter because I want the attack speed and the percentage-based attacks. 2.5% per attack will be good enough to kill people like Grux, who will have a high health pool anyway. Poor guy. You. Just a little tip too, if you charge against this wall, you won't have to run back as far. Just a little tidbit. But for the most part, you get what's going on here. Going high health and armor. Again, I'll stay a little close. My Fire Blossom does kill people. Force him to lose a couple last hits. Now I'll see if I can come take this tower. Do the same thing here. Oh, he's behind me. There we go. Yeah, normally he would attack me in the tower, and I would have had to rotate around the tower to avoid taking too much damage from them. So it's not completely accurate, but at the same time it's not hugely inaccurate. Because I still would have stayed at the tower. Body block him in. Black hole. Good view of black hole there. Okay, so I'm gonna want. Lots of people do Razorback and near war boots. All three of them. I particularly like Saphir's Mantle because the longer the game goes, the more health you get, and it's just better overall. Sky Splitter is the only damage item I'll build. And I do that to be able to fight early game. I come to 15-minute mark. Normally I would have got Sky Splitter before Frostguard. But just where I'm up against Grux, I wanted to be able to slow his attacks down. Because it becomes very noticeable if they're not building any attack speed. It becomes very noticeable. That done. See if I can rotate to middle to Howitzer and Kai. Maybe use my Saphir's Mantle if I get close enough to them.
Your power grows. Enemy inhibitors under siege.
Got 31 bonus health on that. I'll take it. Thank you. Being able to attack this fast really helps with killing people like this. And taking towers as well. I'm not hitting the tower really hard, but hitting it often.
The enemy core is under attack.
Alright. So ideally here, I want to run. At least take my Saphir's Mantle back. Stay on this side. Perfect. See, it took so long to kill me because I'm building as a tank. But the percentage base attacks that I'm doing, I just can outlast people. Like, I'm not doing a whole lot of damage there, right? But I'm surviving long enough and taking my little ticks, killing people with them.
An ally has perished.
So that's a steel gameplay there. It's generally how you want to fight people who can take you on. It's not just
Stand
walk up to them and whack them to death unless you know you can kill them. Then you can go ahead and just whack them to death. But generally you want to try and kite them around, use your stuns, your immobilizations, get that bonus health, do a bit of damage, and then back off. A lot of like Gruxes and stuff like that, they can walk faster than you can backwards. So make sure you have your stun and that ready to close some distance or to get some distance. Try to get them to burn their abilities before you stun them. Because if they just walk up to you, you have to use your ability to get out. Right? They have, like Grux has a pull back and like a dash and stun forward. So he's got two ways to close distance on you. If you get too close, he can pull you in. If you get too far away and you have nothing to get out, you can dash forward, knock you up, and stun you, and then you're fighting him face to face again. It's not something you really want to do early game. Once you get the percentage base and you get some physical armor, you can do that. But generally, he will win every time. If you're doing just a one-on-one, face-to-face, let's go, no holes barred, he will win almost, I would say, 85% of the time. Unless you're a good distance ahead of him, like I was. But for the most part, it's do damage, back off. Get some distance, wait for everything to cool down, then back in with your abilities again. Do that over and over until you can actually take him down. You don't really go for kills until level 6 with steel if you're up against a Grux, because you're going to want to be able to burst down his health before he can kill you. His ultimate versus yours, his will win. So be careful of that. The only way yours wins if you can kill him with your abilities before he can kill you. That's the only way you'll win against him. So it is a tough match, but it is one that you can win if you play right. So thanks for coming in for the steel gameplay here, and hope you learned a few things. If you have any questions, leave them in comments. Please subscribe as well. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to have any more questions, feel free to comment them. I'll answer them when I have a chance. And maybe I'll even make another video about it. Thanks for stopping by, and see you guys next time. Peace.